This is Gonzales Gonzales from Philippines, and it's my pleasure to present to you my research entitled Separation Anxiety Among Kindergarten Pupils in Southern Philippines, Basis for the Reduction of Separation Anxiety Program. The researcher observed that on the first day of every school year, a large group of parents, particularly those of kindergarten, would peep over the window panes, looking at the classroom just to check on how their kids were doing. According to Live in 2018, each new school year brings many unknown to kindergarten teacher when it comes to challenging behaviors. And one of the biggest challenges any kindergarten teacher faces on the first day of school is separation anxiety. So what's separation anxiety? According to Village 2018, separation anxiety is associated with a child's fear. It's fear of the unknown. And let's face it, in kindergarten, there are many unknown to children because so many things are new, and new is equal to unknown. There are new places, new environment, new building. They are surrounded with children they have not met before. They are surrounded with adult strangers, and they are in a large group for the very first time of their lives. And so, this fear of separation causes great distress. That's according to Brand in 2018. And this distress may interfere with a child's normal activity, such as going to school and playing with other children. And this prompted the researcher to address the aforementioned problem and to prove the effectiveness of the reduction of separation anxiety program. Respondents of the study came from the municipality of Palimbang, province of Sultan Kudarat, Philippines, specifically at Barangay Kalibuhan, particularly at Kalibuhan Elementary School. Respondents of this study were the kindergarten pupils who were chosen purposively. Respondents were divided into two groups, namely control group with 20 respondents and another 20 respondents in experimental group with a total of 40 respondents. And these pupils also came in a diverse tribe, namely Cebuano, Hiligaynon, Iloco, Maguindanaon, and Manobo. It was noted that a number of kindergarten pupils of the said school have separation anxiety during the first day of school year 2019-2020. This prompted the researcher to address the aforementioned problem because the researchers strongly believe the importance of this study because it will promote the readiness of the pupils in school by developing their cognitive, psychophysiological, and behavioral skills. Method: a quasi-experimental design was used in the study to prove the effectiveness of the reduction of separation anxiety program. The picture depicts the flow and how the researcher conducted the study. The first process was the pre-survey. It was administered to both the controlled and experimental groups. Second was intervention. The experimental group received treatment. It's an intervention and innovation wherein kindergarten pupils involved in class discussions and activities that will improve the targeted domain, while controlled group did not receive any. And lastly was the post-survey. Both the controlled and experimental group answered the post-survey. The improvement of the experimental group was the basis on the effectiveness of the reduction of separation anxiety program. Instrumentation. The separation anxiety survey was adopted from Child's Separation Anxiety Scale and Psychometric Properties by Xavier Mendez et al. 2014. This is to validate the different symptoms manifested by a child with separation anxiety. These were the evidences and how the researcher conducted the intervention. The intervention involved class discussions and lectures with activities that will improve their cognitive, social, motor, and psychophysiological skills of the respondents. In addition, parents of the respondents in the experimental group was required to attend the symposium and were given with a researcher-made handbook to assist them in giving appropriate response to the separation anxiety of their children. This intervention developed teachers' and parents' awareness on the causes of separation anxiety, at the same time providing teaching methods and how to deal with it. Here is the summary table of pre-survey and post-survey in controlled group. Respondents in controlled group did not receive any treatment. This means that it did not undergo in any intervention and innovations. In cognitive, they attained 3.12 mean in pre-survey and got 3.91 mean in the post-survey. In psychophysiological, the respondents got 2.83 mean in the pre-survey and a decreased mean of 2.03 in the post-survey. In behavioral, the respondents achieved a higher mean of 1.83 in pre-survey compared to post-survey with 1.78. Moreover, in combat separation, respondents got 1.58 in pre-survey and increased mean in post-survey with 2.69. The results imply that there was no improvement in respondents' separation anxiety level in psychophysiological and behavioral domain. According to Swanson 2015, the trick for surviving separation anxiety demands preparation, brief transition, and the evolution of time. Control group therefore did not improve in some domains because they did not receive any treatment that could help them address the problem. Summary table of pre-survey and post-survey in experimental group. Respondents in experimental group receive treatment. In cognitive, they attained 3.33 mean in pre-survey and achieved 4.09 mean in the post-survey. In psychophysiological, the respondents got 2.79 mean in the pre-survey and got higher mean in the post-survey and achieved 4.35. In behavioral, the respondents achieved 1.76 in pre-survey and attained higher mean of 3.74 in post-survey. Moreover, in combat separation, respondents got 1.44 mean in pre-survey and increased mean in post-survey with 3.48. Respondents in both groups experienced separation anxiety because separation anxiety is a normal and necessary part of development that indicates that things are well with child rather than not well. That's according to Swartz 2019. However, after the post-survey, the results in control group implied that there was no improvement, while respondents in experimental group became better in post-survey. The results imply that there was an improvement in respondents' separation anxiety level. This is in connection to the conduct of reduction of separation anxiety program after pre-survey. Comparison of the results in pre-survey and post-survey in controlled group. Respondents in controlled group obtained 2.33 mean in pre-survey and 2.59 post-survey. The difference in respondents' mean is 0.26. The standard deviation in pre-survey is 1.204 and 1.113 in post-survey. The variance is 1.450 in pre-survey and 1.239 in post. Since the computed t-value is negative 0.425 with a degree of freedom of 35 and critical value of 2.03, result is not significant at p-value less than 0.05 level. Comparison of the results in pre-survey and post-survey in experimental group. In experimental group, respondents in pre-survey attained 2.32 mean and obtained 3.51 in the post-survey. The difference of the respondents' mean is 1.19. The standard deviation in pre-survey is 1.359 and 1.342 in post-survey. The variance is 1.848 in pre-survey and 1.802 in post-survey. Since the computed t-value is negative 6.44341 with a degree of freedom of 37 and critical value of 2.026, result is significant at p-value less than 0.05 level. Based on the result in pre-survey and post-survey, experimental group reduced their separation anxiety level after the intervention, while controlled group did not. According to Levine et al. 2009, if your child is suffering separation anxiety, there are lots of things you can do to help him. Moreover, as an adult, make a conscious effort to foster your child's esteem by giving him lots of varied activities and positive attention when he is brave about being away from you. That's according to Battaglia et al. 2016. In clarifying the findings, it can be said that the reduction of separation anxiety program yielded effective results. I have here a sample of printed handbook. This researcher-made handbook will serve as a strategic intervention material that composed a compilation of activities. The said activities were proactive, which were effective in dealing with child's separation anxiety. Also, activities in this handbook were aligned according to the Department of Education's kindergarten competencies. Here are some of the PPL's output with regards to the strategic intervention material of the teacher. Another handbook intended for the teachers and parents. This handbook assisted them in giving appropriate response to the separation anxiety of their children.
Based on the findings of the study, there was an improvement between the pre-survey and post-survey in experimental group. The researcher proved that symposium and handbook were effective innovation and intervention to lessen the separation anxiety level among kindergarten pupils in southern Philippines. Moreover, the researcher recommends the following. Schools must conduct separation anxiety symposium before classes start. Kindergarten parents were also advised to attend the said symposium because the researcher believes that schools and parents must work hand in hand to lessen the separation anxiety. Teachers must also be told with informations and strategies with regards to separation anxiety. And lastly, reproduction of the researcher-made handbook is highly recommended to be reproduced. This has been Gonzales Gonzales, and thank you for listening.